Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the top 200 mods for Minecraft 1.12.2. If you haven't already, make sure to check out some of the previous episodes we've covered so far. If you aren't playing entirely in survival, then you might want to use WorldEdit mod. It's especially great for map building, as you can terraform your terrain using new brushes, paste in schematic files, and use commands to replace blocks, while also being able to quickly spawn and remove blocks too. Seed Protect is good for protecting your crops. It can be configured so that both players and mobs will no longer trample your crops, allowing them to grow safely. The Clipboard is a new item which can be crafted from an ink sac, feather, paper, and pressure plate. With all the mods we've looked at so far, this item would be very useful, as you can use it as a to-do list, ticking items off as you go along. The to-do list can also be placed onto walls, making it a useful decorational item to keep checking. Compact storage adds customizable chests. To get started with the mod, you'll need to craft the chest builder block from 6 iron ingots, a chest, and 2 levers. In the interface, you can choose the color of your chest, as well as the number of inventory slots you want it to have. The required materials will be listed below, and if you have them available, you can build it. There's also a backpack tab inside the chest builder where you can go through the same process for backpacks instead. Animated Crosshair gives you full control of your crosshair, which you can use a command to edit. There's 7 styles built in, but you can create your own with your own graphics and config files. You can configure the scale, frame rate, frame count, and the colors of your crosshair. This next mod is useful for multiplayer servers. Sometimes you might have noticed that your portal brings you back to someone else's base, or the wrong location. This mod fixes that, as it causes you to remember which portal you originally came through and to send you back there. Placeable Items allows you to place some items down into your world. This includes the likes of potions, buckets, food, eyes of ender, stews, blaze rods, and more. To place an item on the ground, you should sneak while right-clicking. One of my favorite placeable items is the clock, as it still works and looks much better than placing it inside an item frame. There's also the new horse armor and saddle stands, which can store these items. NetherEx is an expansion to the Nether, which starts by adding some new biomes made up of new blocks like fiery netherrack and frostburn ice. In these biomes, you'll come across new creatures like spinouts, wights, spores, and brutes. There's even a new boss, who is the Ghast Queen, who can kill you in a single shot if you aren't prepared. 3 new sets of armor come from different salamander hides, as well as a witherbone set. The mod also adds a lot of new tool sets too, so you can really expect NetherEx to add lots of new content. Pyramid Plunder adds new burial urns scattered throughout your world underground. When you open them, there's a chance you'll find loot, with you mostly finding emeralds, gold nuggets, and name tags, although each time there's a chance that you'll be bit by a snake and receive the poison debuff. You can open urns while holding a snake charm to stop this from happening. The Disenchanter is a new block which can be crafted from an enchanting table, 3 emeralds, and 2 yellow dye. When you open the interface, you can place an enchanted item into the first slot and a book into the second. The enchantment will be removed from your item and added to the book at the cost of item durability. Different upgrades can be applied to the tables, allowing you to do bulk disenchanting, automation, and voiding. Persistent Bits adds a simple chunk loader which doesn't require any fuel or other special requirements. They can be crafted from 3 obsidian, 2 diamonds, an ender pearl, and an enchanting table. When placed down, it will keep the chunks around it loaded, allowing your machines and farms to keep functioning when you're not nearby. And you can see the loaded chunks by right-clicking the loader. You can configure the radius of loading chunks, as well as whether other players can destroy the chunk loader block. Better Diving is inspired by Subnautica. Firstly, swimming is changed, so you no longer sink instantly, and you're able to swim in the direction you're looking. You'll now have 45 seconds of oxygen available too, which can be seen on the new oxygen meter, and you'll be able to break blocks at their normal speed. By wearing some of the new diving gear, you can stay underwater for longer and have increased swimming speed. You'll even find some Subnautica-inspired fish, like the boomerang and Garyfish. The first dimension mod I'm going to mention is the Aether, which you can enter through a glowstone portal. It's a very magical and mystical dimension, full of floating islands and new mobs which you'll find on the surface and flying above. There's a lot of exploring to do as well, as you'll find different dungeons spawning which have bosses to defeat and plenty of loot to find. It will take a while for you to completely get through the Aether, as there's so much to do. On the darker side, we have the Betweenlands dimension, which you can access by using a swamp talisman on a sapling. It's very dead looking, with dark energy from the nether seeping inside. You'll find hours of new content in the Betweenlands, with there being tons of new creatures to fight, as well as structures and dungeons to explore. All the items you find will help with creating new armor, foods, tools, and weapons. And you'll struggle to survive here, as foods will rot when you enter the portal, and common items like clocks, maps, and torches won't work. The Antique Atlas has been mentioned on my channel a few times and can be crafted from a book and a compass. When you open it, you'll generate a hand-drawn styled map of the surrounding area. You can walk around to generate more onto the map, combine filled atlases together, and even add markers to significant locations. I love this mod, as it feels a lot more immersive than your standard minimap mods. Doomlike Dungeons will add more dungeons to your world which are inspired by the old Doom games. They're very big in size and have some different themes, with you being able to find entrances on the surface. There's lots of rooms to explore, and you'll find yourself defeating some of Minecraft's vanilla mobs as you work your way through, with there being plenty of chests to search. Ender Storage gives a convenient way to access all your items no matter where you are. You can use the new Ender chest and apply dyes to the wool tabs on the top to link chests together, meaning you can have lots of different combinations. The same works for tanks too, so you can link fluids together and access them from anywhere. Ender pouches are like backpacks and can be right-clicked on an Ender chest to match the color code. Inventory pets are exactly what you'd expect, small pets that sit inside your inventory. Each one has its own crafting recipe, and when it's in your inventory, you can receive different buffs and stats. As an example, the pet pig gives bonus saturation, allows you to eat poison foods, and will occasionally give pork chops. Pets have animations too, so they don't feel like lifeless items sitting inside your inventory. Culinary Construct allows you to create your own sandwiches and stews. You'll need to craft the new Culinary Workstation. Insert bread or bowls, as well as any ingredients to create your own foods. They'll have a total food value of their combined items, and you can increase or decrease the quality to affect saturation further. That's the end of this episode. Make sure to check out my playlist if you want more Minecraft 1.12 mod lists, and subscribe to stay up to date for when I release new videos.